Tell you what. All right, we live. All right, we're here on another Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Another week has passed. You know, we're getting further and further away from Martin Luther King's birthday, and we're getting closer and closer to Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the new holidays that keep coming up, you know, brotherhood and sisterhood will always be at the forefront, right? So as we move closer and closer, you know what I'm saying, pushing to the end of the year, we want to make sure that this year is better than the one that we had last year, right? New year, new stuff, right? Of course, it's not the new year, but we're going to go ahead and humor everybody, all right? And we're going to go with it. Okay, so boom. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the class started in like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Tara brought some hot wings in here. All kinds of wings. So I gotta give Mataziala a little second, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So while we're getting started, get everything that you need for class, your questions, and whatever. If you got any anything you want to bring out, we're gonna go ahead and start it, man. The class today is Know Your Enemy. Moab, my wash pot. All right, here we go.
One Westbrook.
Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears, I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip, I leave a scene looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld, best believe we not gon' stamp it. Titties on a drum, the stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his top with the hands of the Lord, call that God tears. Send a spear right to the sky and watch his front tear. I'm that nigga cause I run with them niggas, so let's get that clear. Don't question who say I'm the GOAT, I tell them God did. In order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. To me, that's suicide. Of course, I sound cocky to a glizzy eater. Fuck your pride. Don't need a horoscope to see I'm a star, so fuck your sign. You can believe in anything you want, but as for me and mine, God mode. I am what I am, so let's just keep in mind. Don't wanna be like Yaya Kyrie, they wanna be like I. She said she lost until she found me, and then she found a tribe. And then I make a bout face until she called me out of wine. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. All time, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problems, and I'm standing behind you. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit of my product. I take on the crowd, tell them all, throw in the towel. Half moon with a silencer, make it sound like a howl. We the shit, we about movements with a growl. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back wet with a smile, nigga. I'm an Israelite rapper, nigga. Would never hit his wife, but I'll go at you. I make commitments to a gun if I'm talking about a tantrums. Nigga said he a stand-up dude, that mean we laughing, nigga. Jumped on the beat, start snapping, you leaving fractures. Red and green bean, I'm Gucci, you thinking fashion. Dad go shoot for the green, and I ain't talking St. Patrick. You screaming all lives, I'm screaming all guns matter. Keep it biblical, talking in parables, cause it matter. If I say bring Jacob, I'm talking about a ladder. He was the wave till I came with the fire, no John the Baptist. Who cared you did it first, you should be worried about who after. I'm connected in any habitat, shit I adapted. Nose job on a brand new snub is all plastic. That's why I show up the court with jeans on, I'm never slacking. You a rapper turned Israelite, I'm an Israelite rapping. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. All time, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problem. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit of my product. I take on the crowd, tell them all, throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword.
All right, no sweat. All right. Started getting a little technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? And let's, like I said, man, I'm going to reset it a little bit. All right, this is, let me see. Started getting a little technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? And let's, like I said, man, I'm going to reset it a little bit. All right, this is, let me see. Started getting a little technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? And let's, like I said, man, I'm going to reset it a little bit. This is, started getting a little technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? And let's, like I said, man, I'm going to reset it a little bit. This is, sweat. All right. No sweat. All right, so here we go. All right, just want to check this, make sure. Maybe, you know what? I think this might be connected to my. No sweat. All right, so here we go. All right, just want to check this. Oh, yeah. Maybe, you know what? Oh, shit. All right, there we go. Damn. All right. All right, I got it up off there. So if you could check that for me real quick. Well, everybody got barbecue sauce on there. Hey, nah, no sweat. I just checking real quick just to make sure we good on the volume before we get started. Huh? What the hell is that? Is that me? All right, cool. So if you can check that for me real quick. All right, no sweat. All right, so just making sure everything was good, man. Got to make sure we straight for class. Okay. All right, no sweat. So who we got in here, man? All right, so we got y'all recall in the building. All right, y'all recall. Donisha Jones always in the building. Just started paint. That's right. Let's get that name this year. Let me see. We got Maine in the building. And that's what we got so far. So I guess we got to start cooking, all right? So, look, check it out. What I want y'all to do is if y'all could thumb up the video, it'll be greatly appreciated, because we do this, for the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I think the Martin Luther King thing was a very controversial topic that we discussed, throughout the weeks. After, I guess the week after his, I would say the days after his birthday, because a lot of people kind of stood in the middle with a lot of stuff. Some people stood in the middle. Some people were all the way left with it. Some people were on the other side. But I mean, as you can see clearly at this point, at this juncture, we still haven't, collectively figured out, that, where we've actually, gone as a result of the civil rights movement. Meaning this, next month when it's Black History Month, we don't need to be celebrating all the wonderful things that George Washington Carver did with a peanut. What we need to do is we need to take that month to analyze where we've came from and where we intend to go. Because at this point, as you can clearly see with a lot of these conversations that we've been having on Clubhouse, on social media, Black people think that we actually got somewhere and we actually doing better. And that is just, it's very sad. It's very sad that we would even think at this point, like we've gotten somewhere. And, like the craziest thing to me was real quick was like, like they say before civil rights, right? We had businesses, we had all this stuff, right? But then it's like, then when we get civil rights, all of it goes away so that we can be accepted. So was we better before or was we better after? I mean, I get it. At that time, they probably figured like, okay, the biggest elephant in the room is being accepted by white folks. But I mean, now that we're 65 years later, we can look at those blind spots and we can make, we can make a very educated, analysis on what has came from the civil rights movement and what it has led to now. Because, like a lot of people's argument was that, hey, you wasn't alive at that time, you know what I'm saying? But see, the benefit of us being alive now is that we can look back on it and we can see, like I said, those blind spots that they've had, and we can see and strategize what is the best way for us to move forward, and so, we don't make those same mistakes, and fall, at those specific spots that, the civil rights movement fell. So that's, any smart person would would do better if they knew better, right? All right, no sweat. So Princess Aitara in the building. Yagarwa, Captain Yagarwa, what's going on, Cap? Koala come. All right, so Moab is my wash pot. Shalom, Lord of Christ. Kwayashwan checking in from the slavery. All right, no sweat. All right, so this is what you want. All right, so the reason that I titled the class this today is because I'm going to go into a little bit of popular culture today. Y'all know how I like to do my classes. I like to have my classes interactive. I like to touch on a lot of the stuff that is going. Shalom, sis, what's going down? Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Lathan B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so a lot of the. Let me back up. I'll take one. I got one right here. My classes, I like to have them interactive. Also, I like to, I'm kind of moving in the direction of making my classes more like up to date as far as like what's going on with a lot of stuff. Maybe this way it can help people be a little bit more excited, I guess you would say, about the class. So. All right, so let me just let y'all, I'm going to fill y'all in, right? I got a couple of videos. I want y'all to see all of that, right? And then, of course, we're going to go through and we'll pass the mic around to anybody that might have something they want to say, all right? So what's going on, Barack Mana? Toronto in the building. Yeah, I got to get up to Canada, but they won't let me in because I got a felony. Ain't that whack? I got to go. I can't go over there because I got a felony over here. I ain't do nothing over there. Which makes, and that's crazy, man. Them Canadians, I'm not talking about the black people, but you know what I mean? Them Canadians is something else. All right. So have y'all ever heard of Math Hoffa? Have you heard of Math Hoffa? He got a podcast called My Expert Opinion. Since you never heard of Math Hoffa? All right. Math Hoffa has a, let me see if I can find one for you, just so that you can know who he is. Let me see if I find you a video. You probably know him when you see him. Is he like a battle rapper or something? Yeah, Math Hoffa, My Expert Opinion. So he has a bunch of different things. Like he has a podcast where he has like, okay, he just had Lil C's on there. He just had Lil C's. He has like a lot of people that are famous now. You know what I'm saying? He first had, let me see one of them. Let me see, My Expert Opinion. Let's go with, I know you probably, Tony Yayo. You know who Tony Yayo is, right? From 50 Cent, Tony Yayo. All right, so I'm going to share it just so everybody can see it. Tony Yayo, right? So this is Math Hoffa. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen so y'all can see it.
Nah, but we'll.
All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Y'all know I'm trying to get it on for everybody. Hold on, let me see. All right, no sweat. All right, there you go. All right, so let me pull the stream back up and let me present. All right, here's Tony Yayo. I'm just sharing my screen just because the sister didn't know who he was, so I think maybe this will probably help y'all out if y'all didn't know who he was, and I'll stream a little bit of it. I don't want to get flagged from it, but I'll show y'all. Hold on 1 second. All right. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Got it down here. All right, I'm gonna add it to my stream just to show you who he is. All right, real quick. Here we go.
Y'all don't. I don't know what the fuck event. It was in the city.
What are you talking about?
You talking
Tycoon
about
Weekend?
low? Like, what was that club off?
Yo, why we not talking about Tycoon? What are y'all niggas talking about?
Oh, let's talk about Tycoon.
You starting trouble with everybody. Yeah, yo, we can't get
know
that
about
Tycoon.
Tycoon.
We can't get that. What happened
Nigga,
to
you got
Tycoon
on
weekend?
some gangster shit with me for no reason.
Come on, my nigga.
When the camera started rolling, damn, I thought we was friends, brother.
Yo, what happened to Tycoon weekend?
All right, so that's Tony Yayo, right? I mean, not Tony Yayo, Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa has a podcast that's called, in my expert opinion, and he interviews people. All right, so I'm just giving y'all the gist of the story, all right? What's going on? So he has a interview with this dude named China Mac. I don't know. Y'all know who China Mac is, right? I don't know if you ever heard of China Mac. He's a Chinese dude who did some time in New York, and he grew up in New York, and he has a black card, right? Chinese guy. He has a black card. And so people respect him because he grew up around black people, like we always do. But okay, so he went on to this show or whatever. He went on to this show, and after his show was over, you know what I mean? As a couple more, another show had happened. It was this guy, his name was Troy Ave. Troy Ave is a rapper that's from New York. So if anybody don't know what's going on with Troy Ave, but Troy Ave basically is in a beef with this dude named Taxstone, and Taxstone was a podcaster before it blew up to be podcasting, you know what I'm saying? But he's in jail right now. He's in prison. He's in jail right now fighting a case behind a murder or whatever. So fast forward. So now Troy Ave is being interviewed by Math Hoffa. So Math Hoffa basically is, just doing a regular interview like he would do with anybody who comes on the show. And he's asking the guy about, not really stuff about the case that he's fighting or whatever, but he just asking him certain things that he can talk about. So the dude, China Mac, basically goes to the internet and says that he doesn't respect Math Hoffa because Math Hoffa is supposed to be a dude from the streets, and he's supposed to respect the code, and he's not supposed to have a so-called snitch or somebody who is speaking on a case that could possibly get somebody locked up. And so he's trying to come at Math Hoffa for not following the street code. All while, right, this dude, China Mac, was on the podcast before the dude Troy Ave got on there, basically talking about Asian hate, stopping Asian hate, right? So he gets on there. While he's on there getting his interview, he's telling black people, hey, we got to stop Asian hate. There's this app that you can go on called the Citizens app, and, you can report crimes if you see any crimes with, happening towards Asians, all this other kind of stuff when it comes to his people. But when it comes to Math Hoffa talking, it's like, from his perspective, oh, he's supposed to follow the code. Well, why you ain't saying for nobody to follow the code when it comes to your people? So that's why I named it Know Your Enemy, because before this podcast, Math Hoffa had respect for this dude, China Mac. And now this dude, China Mac, is coming at him on social media, and now Math Hoffa is having his aha moment, because now he's learning the hard way that these people that are around us are our enemy. Right. And I'm going to play some of the video for y'all just so y'all can see the gist of everything. But before I play the video of him and China Mac, I'm going to play the video of Hassan Campbell, right? Because y'all know who Hassan Campbell is, right? Poppy, the nigga who Captain Cesariak helped out with Sinetter when he said that he got molested by Africa Bambaataa. Hassan Campbell comes at China Mac for what he's saying about Math Hoffa, and they're actually on this little podcast. I got a clip from it, and he's able to basically confront China Mac for what he's saying. All right, so I'm gonna play that, and we're gonna pull the scriptures. Of course, you already know. I just wanted to just fill y'all in. Hopefully, I got it. I said it clear. It came out clear, and y'all can get it. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna play the one with Hassan Campbell. I'll say remove this. Stop that one. All right.
You got the floor, bro.
What's going on, man? Yo, first of all, you race baiting, man. That's what you're doing. That's weak. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, so we got the content. All right, man. Shout out, we locked in podcast, man. So we got China Magnus on Campbell jumping on live, so they're hashing it out. You know the whole situation. You guys take in the comment sections down below.
You know what I'm saying?
I did it. You see how it's...
That's it.
A little more agile that you can actually come. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, one thing you said, dispute.
Spain. Let's get into this content, man.
Like, if you got a problem with what I said, I ain't hear one thing you said disputing anything I said. What you just went straight off the fact of my race. You know what I mean? That's weak. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought you was a little more swifter, a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more agile, that you can actually come and have a conversation about what you're mad at instead of race bans. So it's easy for you to do that because you know the tension, you know the time right now. So it's easy to get everybody behind you so people who could be like, oh, But let me ask you a question, you stupid, dumb motherfucker. Let me tell you this. You think you smart, but you really dumb. Everybody watching you.
Did you hear me call you out your name?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Did you hear me call you out your name?
I'll let you talk your shit. Let me talk.
But I'm not going to sit here and let you call me out my name. You're a grown man. I'm a grown man, right?
Well, listen. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not calling you out your name. I think you stupid. Now, let me tell you why I think you stupid. You're not smarter than Farrakhan. You're not smarter than Malcolm X. You're not smarter than Clarence 13X. And when I was coming up, what I was taught when my name was Supreme Asiatic was we are part of the same family. There's two different families, and we're all part of the same family. So what you're doing right now is you trying to separate and segregate. You're not smarter than Farrakhan, bro. You're not. You're not smarter than W.D. Fard Muhammad. You're not. So all that.
You think Farrakhan got something nice to say about your people?
Hold on, let me finish.
You think Africa got something nice to say about your people?
Finish, bro.
You think Jamaica got something nice to say about your people?
Hold on, Haas. When you spoke, everybody was quiet. Just give him the floor, and then you can respond to whatever he's saying.
You're not smarter than them. So now what I'm saying is, what you trying to do is you trying to go with this race thing, right? I said what I said because of a personal situation that I saw that was on the internet that I could critique. It's on the internet. It's not black business. It's hip hop business. Whether you like to accept me or not, I'm part of hip hop. I've been a part of hip hop since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from China that just grew up one day and just came to New York and wanted to act black and started listening to music. This was what I was raised on. You understand what I'm saying? So by you calling me a visitor to hip hop, it's like a white man saying that Michael Jordan is a visitor to basketball. That sounds stupid. It's like a white person saying Muhammad Ali is a visitor to fucking boxing. That sounds stupid. So for what you saying is, but culture is not skin complexion. Culture is what we was raised around. And Mikey B, I've been with Mikey B. He's seen me since I was a kid, 17, 18 years old. I've been this way, and I've always been that way. So now I said what I said. You can say what you want to say now.
Go ahead, Haas.
What I'm going to say is this, right? You know math. You could have called math on the phone and said that to math if you had a problem with math. Instead, you took it to an audience. You could have hit math up. You could have texted him. You could have called him. You could have emailed him. Instead, what you did was you went to an audience of millions of people, because even though they may say you got 300,000 subscribers, I know all of us got more subscribers than they're letting us see. So you went to 300,000 people and told them math is done. I can't sit cool with that when you could have called that man on the phone. I'm not going to I don't care about And I don't respect black people with the bullshit. Hip hop is black culture. Black culture. We don't share it. We allow people in this shit. I don't care what nobody say. That shit started in the Bronx amongst us. We cannot go inside China and just adapt to their culture and say it's our culture. It's their culture. Most Chinese people don't even like black people. We're more racist than white people. We're going to stop with the bullshit. I don't give a damn what jail you been in with niggas. I don't care what gangs you ran with niggas. When it comes to the rules and respecting the line, there's some things that other people and other cultures got to stay out of our goddamn business. And the bottom line to it is, I wouldn't be a man or a friend to sit back and watch somebody else try to cancel my friend that was canceled through other, like Matt Hoffa been pushed to the side and shitted on with battle rap. Then the battle rappers didn't even want to help Matt Hoffa get to where he's at right now. He had to bust his ass. I came on Math platform twice. I was bigger than Math. I came on Math platform twice and merged my audience with his audience, and now Math is at the top of the game. And I'll be damned if I sit back and watch somebody from another culture cancel him when he bust his ass to get to where he at. I don't personally care. Listen, hold up. I don't personally care how anybody else black feel, because I know when it comes to our people, we hate each other more than anything. That's why when you go back to the penitentiaries, or you get these sucker ass niggas that come from jail in this arena that I built, the first thing y'all do is slay each other. No loyalty.
Check it out. I respect you. I respect everything you say as far as you supporting Matt Hoffa and you feel the way you feel about him. But on the same token, China Mac is a brother, bro. We gotta come to his aid and call a spade a spade. He been to our communities not only to make money but to help as well. We can't. So all the work that he did, none of that doesn't matter. All the work that he has done in his life, none of that doesn't matter. It matters.
Listen. Hold on. I'm gonna answer your question.
So you get some background for him. When I was in prison, I met China Mac in prison. He wrote me. He sent me pictures, real dude stuff, just real dude stuff. He pulled up at my book release parties in Queens or wherever they was at. That's support. I was in jail. I didn't ask him for nothing. He didn't have to do that. He wasn't like me at that time as far as banging. I met him on Neutral Queens time. That's how I met him. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is this: for a guy like that that's working and that's accepted in the culture, he's accepted in our culture. I'm not just saying accepted. I say he was grown in it. I'm saying he's a part of the culture. I'm saying he's just a part of the culture. How could you revoke that?
Okay, so I want to unpack some of the things that he said. He said that he's a part of the culture. So do black people have culture? Like, what's black culture?
Slocky, sir.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, I believe what he's talking about is the hip hop culture,
right?
That aspect. But as far as black culture, we get everything from our oppressor. Whatever our oppressors see,
right?
Whatever we see our oppressor do, maybe is what we mimic,
right?
As a people. And
remember this, man. Culture has different aspects of a culture. The way you dress, the way the things you eat. The values that you have growing up, the values of a community as a collective, all of those things is a part of a culture. But with black culture, so-called black culture in America, it has been totally relegated to rap music. And anybody who's a fan of rap music can be accepted in the culture. These are not the first niggas who has ever said this type of thing. Like, I was in a room on Clubhouse and you can hear me? Oh, I was in a room on Clubhouse and they said that Michael Rappaport, you know Michael Rappaport, right? They said Michael Rappaport is a part of the culture because Michael Rappaport listens to Nas. He likes Jay-Z and he liked rap and he was around with rappers back in the day. So he's a part of the culture of black people today because he's a fan of music. So if we was to flip that, if I was a fan of country music, would I be the part of the culture of white people?
Right.
You get my point?
Okay.
Like okay, if I liked Asian music, would that make me part of the culture?
Nah.
But why do everybody else get a pass? And they can be part of the culture and accepted as an ally. Basically, that's what they're saying. He's a brother. He's a bro. How can they be so easily accepted, and then we're never accepted nowhere? Go ahead, you got it.
Now, if I may, I believe this stems from this civil rights movement and what Dr. Martin Luther King's dream brought to us, because it confused us. It caused us to be lost. It caused us to be accepting of everybody and everything, and not have a priority to love your own first. You know, it's always, well, what about them? Or what about them? Or what about them? We always want to include and not offend anybody instead of loving ours first.
Right, you're right. Shapara said, and everybody's always expected us to accept everyone else. That's right. Martin Luther King's dream. That's right, Kawak. Also, hold on. Kwayashwan said, if only we show our brothers and sisters the same love. That's heavy, because if we did, then we wouldn't have these types of issues. But I wanted to go into a little bit about Moab, right? Because China Mac is Moab, right? And what a lot of people don't understand is that all through the scriptures, Moab has been an enemy to Israel. They have always been an enemy to Israel. If you look at, Moab, Mount Seir, which is Edom. And what's the other one that's always be? It's always Moab, the Ammonites, Moab, Esau, and the Arabs. And they've always been like the top ones that the Lord has always brought up from time and time again throughout the scriptures. And so I wanted to bring a couple of scriptures so we can understand where Moab comes from. So do you know where Moab comes from? Right. Lot. So what was happening in the time? So what was happening in that time? Hold on, we can get the mic.
I believe Lot's daughters. There was no other men in the vicinity for them to carry on his seed. So they got their father drunk and conceived. Okay,
so we'll go into it for the people that might not know. All right, so we'll go. Let me get Genesis 19, and let's start. All right, go to 19 and 17. I'm gonna skip around. We're not gonna read all of this, but I'm gonna skip around just so y'all can get the quick points of it. All right, let me take this off the screen real quick. All right, so let me get the quick points. Real quick, and of course I got another video for y'all to watch, all right, with the math half of them. But I wanted to show y'all, because I wanted to kind of show y'all how we talking about culture, we talking about all these things that our people say that, where we want to be accepted so much by the oppressor, you know what I mean? And make no mistake about it, Moab is one of your oppressors. Make no mistake about that.
Damn right.
All right. But now everybody always say we focus on on Esau all the time, right? All right, now we're gonna lock in on Moab. All right, you got it.
I'm on, sir.
19 and 17.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 17. And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, "Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain." Okay, so I'm skipping y'all up. I'm gonna run through it real quick. All right, so the Lord is destroying Sodom and Gomorrah for you know what, right? Now, the angels came to Lot and said, "Hey, look, get your wife, get your daughters, and get up out of here, because the Lord is about to destroy this place. You don't want to get caught in it, all right? Because the Lord is sparing Lot, you know what I'm saying, from the situation." Because of Abraham, really, ultimately, because the promise he made to Abraham or whatever. But and then also Lot was a righteous man too. But go ahead. escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
Right. So it says, look not behind thee, neither say thou in all thy plain, escape to the mountains, lest ye be consumed. Right. Verse 24.
Verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven.
Okay. All right. So y'all got that right. Then now the Lord's destroying Sodom and Gomorrah, right? But remember, the angel told him not to look back, right? Verse 26.
Verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
All right. So that's pretty much bedrock, right? 101. Okay. Okay. Okay, so verse 29, you can go there.
Verse 29. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham.
Right, so you see that, right? God remembered Abraham, right? Go ahead.
And sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt.
Okay, so Lot, he went out. I'm gonna skip it up a little bit. So Lot, he went up out of Zohar. He dwelt in the mountains, and he was with his two daughters, and he didn't want to go to Zohar or whatever, so he dwelt in a cave, and with him and his two daughters, right? Verse 31.
Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
Right. So now they think that since Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed, there is nobody else around, right? And they think that there is nobody else left. They think that it's just them, right? All right, verse 34. Okay, so they see that he's old, so they like, okay, we want to preserve seed. It sounds crazy as hell. But verse 34.
Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Verse 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
That's crazy though. All right, how drunk can you get though?
Sir.
To know that you're not up in it. Okay, I've been drunk before. I've been real drunk before. You know what I'm saying? Like, until I had to learn, like, not to get that drunk. But I've been drunk before. And when you're drunk, man, you gotta be, if you're gonna have sex while you're drunk, you gotta be like coherent, because you still gotta get it up.
Right.
And you still gotta be turned on. I don't know what kind of liquor this was, but it had to be, because not only once did it happen, but twice. And you gotta, when you're having sex, you gotta move. You gotta, all that kind of stuff, to keep it PG. You gotta move and stuff, and you gotta see what you're moving in with, you know what I mean?
Maybe not though.
Okay, go ahead. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but what I am saying is this is wow.
It is wild, but you don't have to be erect. It's called pre-ejaculatory fluid. You don't even have to be erect.
Okay.
A lot of babies are born from it.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it can't happen. All I'm just saying is this is wild. This is the wild story, all right? But obviously, this is what happened, right? He slept with both of his daughters. They got him pissy drunk. I'm talking about where he didn't know what the hell was going on. This is wild. Wine probably was a totally different thing back then. All right. Yeah, it probably was a totally different thing. Grapes, I think grapes were bigger back then too. They wasn't small like they are today. It's a story of, I think it was when Moses they had went over, he said to two men, it took two men to bring the grapes back. Them bad boys was big.
He packed a punch.
Them bad boys, they wasn't like little like today. They're little today because of the Lord, you know, it's from the Lord, you know what I mean? It's the increase is smaller now, and we have to work harder for the increase, you know what I mean, of the food. That's why you have like the oppressor making GMO and doing all this kind of stuff to the food to make it mass produced, like to where it's not really food. It's just an illusion of food, you know, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like they, you know how they say like McDonald's burgers is just not even meat. It's just, this is crazy. But I seen a documentary where it's called like meat glue. Like it's like stuff they just put together, and it seems like it's a burger. It tastes like a burger, but it's the impossible burger.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, that's why things are smaller now than it was before when it was like in abundance. All right. All right. No sweat. All right. Cool. All right. So so y'all see what's going on, right? So let's skip down to verse 37.
Come on. Verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
Mm-hmm.
The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben Ammi. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Right. When you look up, you know, just for time's sake, when you look up Mongoloid, you ever heard of that? When you look up Mongoloid, and it was a people that was born, you know, with the attributes of Down syndrome, right? That's where you get, you know, this from, right? And also, you know, they have always been an enemy to Israel, right? So let me see. Let me get Zephaniah 2:8.
Come, sir.
I'm gonna get two more scriptures and then just two more, and then I'll go to this. What's the name?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
I have heard the reproach of Moab.
Right, the reproach of Moab, because like, okay, when Israel, when we were getting destroyed, Moab was there, and they laughed, and they you know what I'm saying, they laughed at our destruction. In the time of Zephaniah, what was going on was Zephaniah was prophesying that if we didn't repent and come back to the Lord and start keeping the commandments, the Lord was going to destroy the land or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like Zephaniah's like last ditch effort. Like he like, look, this got to happen or the Lord is going to destroy this place. And of course, you know, we didn't or whatever. But we're going to read verse 8.
Come. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. Right, because
every time we've you know, it was like, you know how you had what's they called, you had Esau, the Edomites, when we was in our calamity and stuff was going on, they was like, raise it, which means bring it down, tear it down. And this was the same thing, and I'm gonna bring a scripture out that's gonna show that. But this is the same thing that Moab was doing too. Moab was you know, strengthening themselves against our borders too as well. And we see that still today. You know what I'm saying? Like Moab sees the calamity of our people. They see what's going on, and they magnify themselves against our border. You see, they're right there. You know what I mean? They're right there in them Chinese restaurants. They right there and all around in the black community, you know, as far as from the East Coast to the West Coast to the South Coast, right? They are there, shoveling the money, taking the money out of like, don't look at it as a restaurant, right? Don't look at it as them selling you chicken wings, right? Look at it as they're taking money, right? Taking money constantly, continuously taking money, right? And they're never giving nothing back. Right now, if they was a people that was, you know, they actually gave a damn about us, they would say, you know what, we making a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, as a community, as the Asian community, we're making a lot of money off of black people. So what we could do is we could all get together and we can, you know, build a community center because we see what's going on in the neighborhoods. These kids are, you know, acting crazy, going crazy, all kinds of stuff is happening. The police are killing unarmed black men. So let's do our part and let's, you know, give back to the community, you know, so that we can strengthen our relationship between them, between the two communities. But they don't do that. You know what they do? They put up a bulletproof glass, and they sit behind a bulletproof glass with a little breezeway thing so that they don't even got to touch you. They just grab the money. They stick their hand through the little thing and they just grab the money, and then they got everything back there. And this is Moab. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is them along with the other nations. They strengthen their borders against the children of Israel, right? And they've always done this. You know what I'm saying? Since even in the time of we're talking about right now, in the time of Zephaniah, right? All right, no sweat. All right, so let's get it. All right. I think we was good there, right? Go ahead. Was any more on that?
That was verse 8, sir. Unless you wanted more.
Let me see, verse 8.
Unless you wanted verse 9.
Hold on, let me see.
I believe you might want verse 9.
All right, keep going.
Come, sir. Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 9. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah.
You see that? The Chinese and the Japanese, right? The Lord, they're going to be just like Sodom and Gomorrah. They're going in the end, they're going to be destroyed.
Damn right.
Right? Keep reading.
Even the breeding of nettles
and
salt pits and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them.
So what?
Shall possess them.
That sounds like slavery to me.
Damn right.
That sounds like slavery to me. I ain't say it. The scripture said it. Go ahead.
Slucky, sir. Like the EEOC, I guess.
What's that? The EEOC.
The Equal Employment Opportunity, whatever that makes you, you know, where you can't, you have to hire your token, basically, at least one woman, one minority. Why isn't Ishmael, Ammon, and the Moabites not held to that standard? Because they don't hire us.
Right. They don't, because, you know, I guess like what you said, you know, they don't hire you because they don't give a damn. What they'll do is they'll hire, like, you know, they'll hire their cousin, or they'll hire somebody else like that. Like, remember, equal opportunity employer doesn't necessarily mean that they have to hire somebody black. You get my point? Like, we get hid under that whole, and this is why you know, our leadership is so damn stupid. Because when we fight for this whole minority thing and equal opportunities and what's that called, affirmative action, and we fight for this, that doesn't necessarily mean black.
Right.
Remember, there's a bunch of different minorities in there. So yeah, you might so like say you might be in a Chinese store, right? You might be in a Chinese shop, and you might think everybody in here is Chinese, but one of them might be Korean. You know what I'm saying? One of them might be Filipino.
Right.
One of them might be, you know, Thai. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I may, this is Chinese and Japanese right here on the screen, and you can't even really tell them apart, so you don't know what.
Right. Now, right, in our mind, we looking at it like, well, it's just they all Chinese, but that's not true. They might be like, yo, where you from? They be like, oh yeah, my people was from the Funan tribe in Vietnam. You know what I mean? And you be like, oh man, yeah, I thought y'all was all Chinese back here, but they not. So that's how they able to hide that by, you know, they say, well, the Vietnamese people are minorities too. Get my point? And then that's how they're able to shut us out and still keep it, you know, Asian.
Right.
Right? All right. No sweat. So let me get 1 Samuel 14 and 47. Damn, I want to go. Let me go. No, you know what? Let me get Jeremiah 48 and 38.
Come, sir.
Jeremiah, I'm gonna get his sister some time to get there. You ready, sis? Jeremiah 48 and 38. When I saw this, man, I was like, okay. You know what? I tagged him in this too. I tagged Matt Hoffman. I tagged Matt Hoffman. And you see how I used on the you see how I used on the the thumbnail. Yeah, I used the thumbnail there, joint. So I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bait. Right. So let's get it. Kawak, Deuteronomy 23 and 3, Amorite or a Moabite shall not enter the congregation of the Lord, even to the 10th generation. They shall not enter the congregation of the Lord forever. That's right, Kawak. Let me go ahead and post that. What's going on, Nahalia, man? What's going on? Shalom, Lord of Christ. That's right, man. Get down here.
Damn right.
Get down here, man. You know what I'm saying? What was it? What we got? Thursday class. Get down here, man. All right. Kawak, great scripture, Kawak. All right. Checking in from Nolans. Kwayashwan said that there's only a part of our culture when it's convenient and benefit. They're only a part of our culture when it's convenient. Right. When it's convenient. Absolutely. They don't want to partake in none of the curses that come along with being Black or Hispanic or Native Indian, but they do want to, steal. That's the best word I could say. Steal, you know what I mean, from our culture and take away from it when it benefits them. So when you sit on a podcast and it benefits you when you go around Black people to talk about how long is this nigga gonna talk about being locked up for 10 years? I mean, what the hell? I mean, I get it. We understand, right? We all got jail stories. I mean, well, not everybody, right? We all got jail stories, but right.
I've been to jail for 10 years. Right,
he's been to jail for 10 years. But this guy, China Mac, he uses that as like a badge of honor.
Right.
He uses that as his way in to Black people, to acceptance from Black people, to say, yeah, see, I was locked up for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Because I shot somebody. Yeah, I'm locked up for 10 years. So it's like automatically they understand that's the way in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the door in to Black culture, is by saying something that's effed up about yourself. Like, yo, I was locked up for like 10 years because I got shaken with police. Because they know niggas is like, oh, you got shaken with police? Oh, man, here you go. Here, you can lead the gang. Right? Go ahead.
Rock, if I may, like in his mindset, he feels as though like he got the nigga pass. Like he got a pass because maybe he grew up around all Black or whatever his personal situation may be. He fit and also those people, our people that's around him also selective politic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they are like what's the word I'm trying to find like they encourage that behavior. They encourage him to act the way that he acts like us. You know what I mean? They try to mimic us. And whatnot.
Right, exactly. And I'm gonna come right back. You know what I mean? Because when your job was so heavy, I'm gonna just come back right with it. That's exactly what they do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute we can look for anything, like what we do as a people. Like, okay, if we see like a white person, right? If we see them, they could do this, like
right.
They could do that. You know what I mean? They could do all of that, breakdancing and stuff. We'll accept them because we look at like if you in the Black party, you're in a party with all Black people, and you see a white man come out there, like everybody be like, oh, hey, the white man, he doing something that he didn't see Black people do. It's like we accept you now because you have the one white person that emulated something that Black people do, right? And we accept them for that. But then when a lot of Black people act white and we're not accepted.
Right. Go ahead. If I may, just one more point, like that plagues us as a whole nation, because what do we say? Bill Clinton was the first black president.
Right.
Like stuff, stupid stuff like that.
Right. The minute he played the saxophone and said that he smoked weed, he was the first black president.
Right.
And they understand that black people, and I always say this, and I know it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, maybe not in here, but because don't apply, let it fly. But they understand that black people are dumb and emotional.
All right.
This is what politicians understand about black people. So when it's time, remember we brought this out the other week. This is what, so they understand, like when it's time to run for president, you got to do some black stuff, right? You got to go to a soul food restaurant. You gotta go to the black church. They don't like church. They be sitting there like, listening to the choir be going in, Jesus. They be going in because they got a white guest. Here, they got the cameras here. They going in on the song. And he's just sitting there. He got to do that because he understands that we're a people that is very emotional. And if you can cater and pander to black people's emotions, you can get black people on your side. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do anything for black people or you have to give them anything. The only thing that we are looking for is acceptance. Right? Acceptance. That's it. And this is why Moab is able to come and magnify themselves against our border. This is why China Mac is able to come in and try to cancel somebody. How are you going to try to cancel somebody from the black community when, nigga, you grew, like you said, you grew up around the black community, but you're going to try to cancel somebody who is black.
Right.
You get my point? Like, that makes no sense. Who do you think you are? You tripping. We don't cancel each other in the black community. You get my point? We got some people that are straight up coons.
Right.
That don't get canceled, but you're going to try to cancel Mav Hoffa?
Right.
Like, you tripping, man. All right, let's get some more on Moab, man. Let me get Jeremiah 48 and 38.
Okay. And just to add on to sir. So
no, go ahead. That's what the class is for.
Like we did the same thing with remember we tried to do the same thing to Kanye when he said we choose to be slaves. Like we can't cancel our own. You can't cancel your own. We love
Yeah, you can't cancel your own people. What the hell you think was going on here? You took the position. Oh, I get it. He took the position of a white man. You think you can come in here and you can, cancel niggas? Like, that's what he said. I won't ever respect him anymore because he had Troy Ave on his show talking about a case that's going on right now, like a case that's in court. So China Mac, the whole reason that this is even going on is because China Mac feels that Mav Hoffa is not keeping the street code. He's not keeping the street code. He's not being a real nigga. He's not, he's aiding and snitching. Right? But let me tell you something. Before on that very interview that Mav Hoffa had with China Mac was on there pushing the Citizens app because he was basically talking about Asian hate, stopping Asian hate, right? So he was telling people, yo, go on to the Citizens app. Let me show y'all the Citizens app. Real quick.
You said Citizens
the
app?
Citizens app. All right, let me show y'all the Citizens app, what the Citizens app is. All right, so let me see. Let me take that. Let me see. I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, let me pick this up. Oh, let me pick that up. I'm gonna add this to the stream. Oh, I'm working for y'all, man. Y'all can at least give me a like. Damn, I'm working for y'all, man. I'm over here working, trying to get it on. All right, boom. All right, let me see. Go back to StreamYard. Here we go. All right, the Citizens app is up. I think I can drop that now. We don't need to go back there. And okay.
This is
All right, let me show y'all the Citizens app. All right, so it's not like it's a short, right? It's a short on YouTube, so you're not gonna be able to see the full screen, but y'all could be able to hear it too if you can't really see it or whatever. All right, here we go. I'm gonna mute my mic.
The Citizen app. It tells you where a crime's being committed in relation to your current location. So I saw a bodega window smashed and burglary only 300 feet away. Peeked out the window, and boom, there it was. It's pretty wild, right? I decided to take a closer look, and they weren't too sure if the burglar was still inside the store, so they got all riot geared up like they were going to the gulag, grinded off the locks, and stormed the building with some assault rifles, but ended up no burglar was found. This is the Citizen app. It tells you where a crime's being committed in relation to your current location. So I saw a bodega window smashed and burglary only 300 feet away. Peeked out the window, and boom, there it was. It's pretty wild, right? I decided to take a closer look, and they weren't too sure if the burglar was still inside the store, so they got all riot geared up like they were going to the gulag, grinded off the locks, and stormed the building with some assault rifles, but ended up no burglar was found.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
a new kind of app can deliver 911 crime and safety alerts right to your phone. The Citizen app launched today in Minneapolis and St. Paul. It combines emergency information with user-generated content to keep people updated on what is happening in their neighborhood. John Lorison shows us the ways it can help and the concerns some users have.
You know, it's good to have people aware. I think you might feel safer if you know.
And it's citizens who help provide the knowledge. The app focuses on getting real-time 911 alerts straight to your phone.
And then if you're near that incident, when it pops up on your phone, you can live stream what you're seeing.
The app will send notifications about the type of crime that's happening, how close it is to you, and possibly a description of the suspect. It's also designed to send an update about whether or not an arrest was made.
And so we make sure that when first responders.
All right, so there y'all go, all right? The Citizens app. This is what China Mac was on there saying that he was promoting so that if anybody's seen anything going on with Asian people, you know, as far as hate is concerned, they can go to the Citizens app and they can report it. This is what he was doing. And he's mad at Mav Hoffa because he feel that Mav Hoffa is not doing anything that's keeping up with the code of the streets because he has this dude, Troy Ave, on the show. So do y'all see the hypocrisy in it? All right, y'all see the hypocrisy in it is when it comes to his community, he wants you to report any crimes. But when it comes to our community, he wants you to keep it real and be a gangster and all that kind of stuff, right? So we're going to go into Jeremiah, the 48th chapter and the 38th verse, right? So I'll read it because the reader went out the room. It says, there shall be lamentations generally upon all the housetops of Moab and in the streets thereof. For I have broken Moab like a vessel wherein there is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? Because see, Moab hasn't went into captivity, right? Moab hasn't went in, and Moab, they believe that they're going to be the next superpower on the earth, right? They believe it now. Like when you see, you see the news, you see social medias, all that. Moab is trying to be this next superpower, but they're not, because the prophecy already said that when Esau is in rulership, then Jacob will be the next that follows after. So Esau is not going to rise up. They think they are, but they're not. right? It says, like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. Thus saith the Lord. Verse 40, for thus saith the Lord, behold, he shall fly as an eagle and shall spread his wings over Moab, right? Verse 41, Keroth is taken and the strongholds are surprised, and the mighty men's heart in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs, meaning that it's gonna be rough for Moab, right? All right. And Moab shall be destroyed. What? Destroyed. From being a people. See that? Moab shall be destroyed from being a people because he have magnified himself against the Lord. And when he magnifies himself against us, he's magnifying himself against the Lord. Chinese people don't like black people.
Right.
Straight up. They look down on us. They look down on us when you go into that Chinese store and you go and you order, your chicken wings and your fried rice. They look down on you. They think that you're lower than dirt because you're just a people that have no honor, right? Because they big on honor, right? In the Asian world, they're big on honor. You dishonor the family, you shame, your family members. They're big on that. And they look at us like we're a shameless people. We don't have any shame about ourselves. They see us on social media. We kill each other. We rob each other. We beat each other up. You know what I'm saying? The women are fighting each other all goddamn day on social media, and yet they go in there. Look, our women walk around the picket line to go in there and get the yaki, right? They go get they walk around the picket line to go get the yaki because they know all they got to do is put 50% off on it. Right. And black women will walk around the goddamn picket line to go get that hair. And black women, this is from a man, right? I'm going to say I do believe I'm a man. Black women, you are already beautiful women.
Yeah, right.
Right? And you don't need beauty supplies because black women are already beautiful anyway.
Naturally.
Right, naturally. Niggas don't give a damn about all of that extra stuff because I'm gonna mess your hair up anyway.
Right.
Salakia. Go ahead.
It's funny that you say that, Salakia, sir, but I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, you don't need no makeup. She's like, I look good. I'm like, babe, you don't need that makeup.
Right.
You look good naturally. Like, why were you putting all that makeup on?
You don't need none of that. You know what I mean? Women psychologically, they'll wear those colors because they think that's what men like. Because, like a black woman that'll wear blue contacts and blonde hair. Come on now. Go ahead.
Salakia. I in the class yesterday, I just brought this. I shared a video with Shahrazad Ali, and she was talking exactly about this, about how our women emulate who they see on TV, which is the white woman.
Right.
And they put these blue contacts, green contacts in their eyes. They want to have the long flowing hair.
Yeah.
And pack their face with makeup because their standard of beauty is what they see on TV and what they're measuring up to, trying to emulate that.
Right.
Envying their oppressor.
Exactly. And a lot of black women think that they're not. They think that I'm not, I just like blonde.
Right.
Right. And that's the brainwashing that's on you.
Right.
And it's the indoctrination that's already on you. This is $1 billion. This is $1 billion psychology. We're talking $1 billion psychology, multi-billion-dollar psychology. This is MK Ultra.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that's deeper than what you think it is.
Damn right.
You think that they have completely, along with black men, have completely flipped the idea of what beauty is, right? Because the standard of beauty is what? A European woman is. That's the standard of beauty. L'Oreal Paris, right? That's what you see with that hair, that long hair. You're like, oh man, I got to have hair like that because that hair is long and silky. My hair is kinky, and it might not be, like that. Man, you ever see women with afros look just like a sheep? You know what I mean? Like women with afros is dope. Like that is the most dopest thing to me is a black woman with an afro. Like them black women that was in like the 60s and in the 70s, they had those afros. I remember I used to see like pictures of my mom. You know what I mean? My mom would have that. My mom had that afro. You know what I'm saying? And it's this girl on TikTok, and she has an afro, but she can like form it into different ways where she can cover her whole face. You know what I mean? With her fro, she can make it into like a box. You know what I mean? She takes her afro and she forms it like she made like a house. You know what I mean? Like her afro was a house. She can take her afro. Her hair is so long, she can take her hair and like cover her whole face with it, and it looks like a box. You know what I mean? I can show y'all a picture of it, but I don't want to go too far off, right? But I get it, you know what I'm saying? Because we have to conform ourselves to European ideas of what professional is. You get my point? Like professional is not going in there with an afro. That's not professional in corporate. So we gotta conform our ways, and I get it. We gotta conform our ways to be able to climb up the ladder, but at what expense? You know what I'm saying? At the expense of you giving up your culture, the expense of you, pretty much not being who you really are. You know what I mean? Because of the slavery, and that shows you the kind of slavery that we're in. We're in a horrible slavery. We're in a slavery that we can't even be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? This is totally different. Slaveries throughout history, they never took the identity of the people. People just were in slavery. They just was in slavery. You know what I mean? They just served their slavery. That was it. But they never took away their identity and took away their culture and took away their language and took away everything that constituted them as being a people and the things that they stood on, their morals, their goals as in life. We completely had that stripped away from us. That's the different thing. But the magical thing in it all is the fact that the oppressor was able to do that to us and still make us love him. Now that is unprecedented. That is something that has never ever been done on the earth before. That has never been done. Like literally, like the oppressor made us still love him while he stripped you of everything that you've ever stood for. Go ahead, sis.
Would you say that it was because of Christian doctrine?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I chalk it up to.
It was all of those things in it. Like Christian doctrine is spawned out of fear too. Fear is a driving force of Christianity. It's like to say, okay, civil rights movement. Civil rights movement, the reason that the civil rights movement might have looked like it took people that were strong to do it. Like it took strength to go in and sit in a lunch counter where people didn't want you at, and then just let them beat you up, or try to march down Selma, Alabama, and you know what I mean, and then know that you would get locked up and you would get beat by the cops. But it wasn't that. It was fear. Black people were scared to death of white people. And because of that, we just said, okay, we'll just let you beat us so that we'll just let you beat us. Like, if you ever beat up on, okay, you know what a bully is, right? I got you. I'm coming. I just want to finish this thought. Like a bully, right? A bully beats you up, right? And you run away. Then you come back. The bully beats you up again and beats you up and beats you up. Eventually, the bully's just gonna say, "Man, I'm just tired of beating you up, man." You know what I mean? That was our hopes with the civil rights movement. It's like, we're just gonna keep beating you. We'll just keep letting you beat us until you just get tired. Go ahead.
It's like, if I may, it's heavy what you just said about Christianity, the connection with Christianity and fear, because that's the exact same thing with the Crusades.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cross or death. You know what I mean? And,
mm-hmm.
that gets instilled in our DNA through time. You know what I mean? And they get passed on from generation to generation, and that fear is embedded within us.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, sis.
Like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are naturally spiritual people. And so when the slave master, because they were sitting up there next to the black pastor in the slave churches when they was allowed, slaves would go to church. And they pushed forgiveness. So that's indoctrinated that we're supposed to forgive them. And so to stand up and stand against the so-called evil of Esau, the Edomites, is like, no, you can't. God loves everybody. God loves all, and you're supposed to forgive everybody. That's in the past. And I think that's to our detriment. That ideology that I believe was indoctrinated in us in the slave churches.
Right. Let me get one scripture for the sister. I'm pulling it up right now. And then I promise you I'm gonna get back. Damn, the time is running like a bug. Okay. All right. Let me get First Maccabees 1 and 11.
Come.
First Maccabees 1 and 11. Real quick. Damn. Time is flowing, man. I didn't think it was gonna go that fast. All right. Huh? Do a part 2? All right, no sweat. We'll do a part 2.
It's like
whenever you're ready. First Maccabees 1 and 11.
Come. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
There you go, Terrell, right there. Even back then, you know what I'm saying? There were like the scripture said, there was wicked men who persuaded men to go after the oppressor. Like, remember, there was revolutionaries that were amongst the slaves, but they got told on. They got their plots foiled by niggas who were wicked men who persuaded people to go and make a covenant with the heathen. So when you had a slave come up and say, yo, man, we gonna run away from here. You had a nigga that was up there like, man, what's better than being here? Man, look, hey, master, these niggas are trying to run tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Then they mess around and get whipped or whatever, and the whole plan gets foiled because you had wicked men who wanted to persuade everybody to go with the heathen, man. We like it's always two ways that black people have always dealt with oppression. There was some of us that laid down and conformed our whole, who sold our soul. I'll say it like that, who sold our soul and gave up everything about ourselves to be accepted to get freedom, right? That's where you see like the people today, you know what I mean, who sell out to the oppressor. But then you had people that would rather die. You know what I'm saying? Like you had people that jumped off those ships when we got taken into slavery, couldn't swim. I don't know why black people can't swim, but you had black people that was out in the ocean, the open ocean, that jumped in that water, probably couldn't even swim, but they jumped in that water and chose death rather than to come and be in slavery. We're not the descendants of those people. We're the descendants of the people who stayed here and got in line, right? And we're the survivors of slavery. We're the survivors of slavery, and we're still surviving to this day, right? But the thing is that with this truth, we're able to get our true nationality back. We're able to get our true spirit back, and that spirit is what transforms us back into lions again. It transforms us back into wild wolves again, because now, as a nation, we're like puppies, puppies and domesticated cats, eating puppy chow. That's what we do. So we don't go out and hunt anymore because we've been domesticated. But with this truth, we're able to get back and go wild again. Now we don't, like, that mentality. You know what I'm saying? The mentality switches when you come into the truth. It switches back to makes you wild again. Remember that it was those, that they would call us the African that couldn't get the chains off of them yet. You know, you remember when they would break a slave? You ever seen Roots? They brought Kunta over. Kunta was wild. He wasn't down with nothing. That's how we're getting back to. We're getting back to that mindset of being wild again, where we're not indoctrinated anymore and we're not going for anything. And that's what we can get from the truth. But there was wicked men who say it one more time, because if you could.
On, sir. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the time of the Maccabees. This is around like 300 BC. Right. This is before Christ even came on the scene. We was selling out because we were under the Greeks. Right. We were sellouts in the time of the Greeks. We've been sellouts ever since, white people came on the scene. We've been selling out, trying to figure out a way to not get the belt. But at the same time, there's no revolution without war. We're trying to have a bloodless revolution. Right now, we can have that revolution, but we have to separate our spirit from this place to have that revolution. You get my point? It's just like what Paul said when he said that the weapons of our warfare is not carnal, right? It's spiritual. So we have to separate ourselves spiritually, and that's how we'll win the war without blood, per se. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get it. But until then, we'll walk around the streets and say, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. But the peace part, what are you talking about? You clearly not getting no justice. So what do you mean with the no peace? Do you mean that we're gonna do something if we don't get justice? No, that's not what that means. What that means is the no peace part is us being out here right now saying it. You get my point? That's the no peace part. When we say no justice, no peace, the no peace part is us being out here saying no justice, no peace. Because this ain't peace. This is us walking down the street and we're saying no justice, no peace. That is the horrible, horrible thing that happens in our community, our so-called community, by the leadership that leads us, right? But they're wicked men. All right, no sweat. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna just play this one video. I'm gonna play the China Mac video that Mav Hoffa came on to his live, and he questioned him about what the hell he was talking about. Basically, like saying, you tripping or whatever, right? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna add this to my stream, and I'm going to show y'all Mav Hoffa now, because we didn't kind of went through the whole thing, and I'm gonna show y'all Mav Hoffa confronting China Mac. All right. Actually, I can get rid of that, and I can add this to my stream, and I'll make it bigger. Matter of fact, I'll leave me in the stream right here. And I'm going to mute our mics.
What's up, man? I'm glad you find it funny. I'm glad you find it funny, Justin. Yeah.
Raymond.
What's up,
your
Justin?
face is turning red, Raymond.
What's up, Justin? What's
Raymond,
up?
Let's be clear about something.
All right, let's be clear.
You went live on me, Raymond. You went live. You went live on Justin. Raymond, you went live on Justin. That was unwarranted, Raymond, and you know it.
What you said? What are you talking about?
You went live on me, Raymond. You went
What do you mean
live,
I went live
you made
on
a video. You made a specific clip saying I can no longer support Mav Hoffa.
I was on. Hold on. Let me talk, Justin.
You got my number, Raymond.
Justin. Let me talk.
Raymond.
Let me talk, Justin. Justin, let me talk. All right, let me talk. Don't do that. I went on live. The whole live wasn't about you. The whole live wasn't about you, Justin. I just said I went on live and I just said somebody brought your name up in the chat, and I just said I can't fuck with that no more because I seen Justin go and have somebody.
Now y'all see, okay, so Mav Hoffa, okay, so China Mac had an issue with, like I said, he had an issue with who Mav Hoffa had on his podcast, right? So instead of him, and now remember, mind you, he was on a podcast before the next person that he has an issue with was on the podcast. So he has all his numbers, all right? He has a number to Mav Hoffa, and that's why Mav Hoffa is saying, you had my number, you had my number. He's calling him by his government name. So he's saying, Raymond, you had my number, Raymond. You didn't say anything, you went on and you went live or whatever. So this is what's going on right now.
He talked about an active case, you know what I'm saying, on his platform, and I expected better. And I'm not going to jack it no more.
Did
and
you
what
watch
I said
the video?
was
Did
my
you watch
editor,
the video, Raymond?
But listen to what I'm saying.
Did you watch the video,
yes,
Raymond?
I watched the video.
Did you watch the video, Raymond?
I watched the video, Justin.
Before you said that?
I watched the video, Justin.
Did you watch the video before you said that, Raymond?
I seen the clip. Listen to what I'm saying. I seen the clip, Justin.
What was in the clip, Raymond?
Hold on. Let me finish. Don't come on. I seen my bro Sit with the Drip make a video. Then I went and looked at the clip. When I looked at the clip, when I looked at hold on. When I looked at the clip, Justin, you said, what did you say? You said, okay, I'm not gonna have you talk about nothing you can't talk about. Right. But what happened? That's what you said. But what I'm saying is, a real motherfucker would have never even asked about it. A real motherfucker would, hold on, let me finish. A real motherfucker would have never even set the table up for him to say anything that would have anything to do with it, because you could potentially sway a juror.
Raymond, let's be clear on something, Raymond. I do not like Taxstone. I don't wish death on him, but I don't like him. I'm concerned people. Let me talk, Raymond. Let me talk. Now, when I asked him, I was not being malicious. I just didn't know what he could talk about. I know that they're both fighting separate cases. And I know that Troy was the only one charged with Banger's death. Rest in peace, Banger. The godmother of my daughters is Banger's girlfriend. I was at the hospital that night, Raymond. You understand? There's a personal connection there, Raymond. I don't think you understand that, Raymond. It wasn't it ain't had nothing to do with you, and there was no reason for you to talk about that. Because the same way.
You made your point.
No. The same way that he went on Drink Champs, Adam 22, Academics, and whatever platforms he went on, he said the same things. And not once did he purposely or recklessly throw an implication out there that people are using as a clip. Nobody's using a clip from my episode on Look at Troy Ave Snitching. Nobody's doing that,
Bro,
Raymond.
On the thing, hold on. You talking too much now. You can't just keep on talking. You gotta let me talk, because you on my live. You ain't just gonna out-talk me, bro. Let me talk.
Because it's your live. You want to come over to mine?
Let me talk to you, but you on here already. You on here already. Hold on. Let me talk, man.
Go ahead, Raymond.
Listen, Justin. You said we got mutual enemies. Is that not what you said?
I don't think I use enemies.
You said
I probably said something like that.
You said we got mutual enemies, right?
No, we got a mutual hater. I said we got a mutual hater.
Okay, you got a mutual hater, right?
Yeah.
So now you're setting it. You already know that. Listen, let me tell you something. I just don't think. I don't think you understand what I'm saying, right?
I do understand what you're saying.
I don't think you
watched the clip.
Oh, no, listen. I did what I just told you what you said on the clip.
Do you remember what all right, I'm not
what I'm saying. Hold on,
my question was,
Can I finish my point? Let me finish my point, bro. You know how to do interviews. Let the person speak, bro. what I'm saying is, if that was me, right? Or if that was me, what I expect of you, because you look me in my eyes and you said you a real one, I'm a real one, we the last ones left. That's what you said. When
remember that, Raymond, but okay.
Oh, all right, whatever.
Right.
I have a video. I can show you the video. Now, what I'm saying now,
you still got the video.
At Sav's party,
Shout out to
you
Sav.
said that to me. Fact.
Sav, this is your fault. Sav, this is your fault.
Now listen.
This is your fault.
Now listen.
Yeah.
Now listen to what I'm saying. Now
Right.
listen to what I'm saying. A real one would have did this. A real one would have been like, yo, we got a mutual hater, right? That's what you said. We got a mutual hater, but we're not going to talk about him at all because he still has an active case, and we're not going to talk about it at all. That's it.
Nope.
Oh, that's what a real one would have did in my eyes. Not set the table up for him to talk about. You mad? Listen, you mad because he called you a bitch and pussy and all of that.
Let me talk. Your definition of what a real one is, in mine, is different. And that's fine. That's fine. You can have your own standard on how things are. However, it's a little hypocritical for you to come on my show and promote the Citizens Act, and after you could snitch. A real one is, in mine, is different. And that's fine. That's fine. You can have your own standard on how things are. However, it's a little hypocritical for you to come on my show and promote the Citizens Act, and after you could snitch on, and then be talking this shit when it comes to that. It's a little
all right. Now let me address that. But by you saying that, Citizen App is not a snitch app. Citizen App is hold on, let me finish. Citizen App is for civilians and for citizens, right? For old ladies that hold on, let me finish. For old ladies to know what's going on. Now, by your accord, bro, you could call the police on a cell phone. So you telling me because of that, nobody can use a cell phone? That you can call the police on the cell phone?
Can you report crimes on the Citizen App?
About? That don't even make sense.
Raymond,
that doesn't make
Nah, the hell with that. That nigga was promoting the Citizens App. He was promoting the Citizens Act because he was talking about the Stop Asian Hate. You know, the whole narrative of stopping Asian hate. So if you was to see anything that's going on with Asians, you know what I'm saying, you can go on the app and you can report it as it's being, you know how they even said it when we watched it, where you could take a picture and you could take a live video and you could post it to the app, and then people can see it in real time what's going on if you see something going on with Asians. He was promoting it. But now that he doesn't like something that Troy Avis that Matt Hoffa did by interviewing a brother who he perceives as somebody who is snitching or whatever, he's saying that he should have kept the code. Right? Now you see the dynamic between the two. When it comes to his people, he wants you to call the police and do something about it. When it comes to his people, he wants you to keep true to the code. He wants you to do that. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
Can you report crimes?
You are trying
crimes on the Citizen Act.
What?
Can you report crimes on the Citizen Act?
Can you report crimes on the iPhone?
Can you report crimes?
Can you report crimes on the iPhone?
I can't.
All right, now you see how he's trying to switch it. He's trying to say you can switch. Can you report crimes on the iPhone? Can you report crimes by dialing 911? He's trying to change the narrative. Nah, nigga. You said the Citizens App. You was promoting that. And now you're trying to infer that he's a snitch because he interviews somebody who comes on this podcast that is just any old person that comes on this podcast. He has no personal vested interest in anything. He's just asking the guest questions like any person who would ask a person who's a guest on their podcast, right?
Report crimes.
Can you report crimes on the iPhone? You can report a crime on Instagram. You can report a crime on Instagram. What are you talking about?
I can't. There's not police
activity you can't. You don't even know what to say. You're tripping over your words.
No, I just
You're tripping over your words, Justin.
I'm really not.
You are.
I'm really not.
You are.
You can report crimes on the Citizens app. Just so you know.
But you can report crimes on an iPhone.
But the iPhone doesn't have a button that says here, report a crime.
No, it has 911. It has 911. It has a 911 button. Emergency. It has that. What are you saying? Shit.
So when you came on the show, was you suggesting that all Chinese people that were victims of hate crimes take it to the streets? Is that what you were suggesting?
No.
You wasn't.
But I was listen, the streets is for street people. I thought you was a street person. I thought you came under that. That's why I held you to that regard. You can't expect hold on. You can't expect an old lady. You can't expect an old lady to live by a street code. But I expected you to because you came from that. You're the person that
old lady.
You were shooting up shit.
You're not an old lady. You're not an old.
So all right. So what I'll do is I'll leave it there, right? And this shows you exactly what he's saying. He's saying you're a street guy, and that's what I expect you to always do, is be a street dude. No matter how old you get, no matter how much you grow, no matter how many accomplishments you make, they're always gonna look at you as a street nigga, and you're always, in their eyes, are supposed to hold up the stereotype of what they think about black people. And that's just, we're all just a bunch of thugs and gangsters. And this dude, Matt Hoffa, has a podcast that is successful. He has people that are in the industry that comes on his podcast. This man is signed to a deal through his podcast, which I hope to be one day. Slagia, right? He's signed for his podcast where he makes money. He gets paid. He's able to, his podcast is how he eats. Right? He doesn't have to go to a slavery like regular people. He can, that his podcast is his slavery. So he can't grow. He always has to be a street nigga that has to abide by the rules of the streets. Go ahead.
I was just going to read out. He got 779,000 followers.
700 subscribers, right?
To YouTube.
Right, 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. You're on your way to 1 million. So what the hell are you talking about? When you get up that high, you doing industry numbers. People will come on your show like Fat Joe, anybody who's hot, Lil Baby, 21 Savage was on his podcast, everybody. So what you think, he's supposed to handle some stuff in the streets? You know my point? This is how Moab looks at us. Their perception of us is that we have to always keep up the stereotype.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can't grow. This man probably got grandkids. You know what I'm saying? This man probably has sons and daughters or whatever. He's a grown-ass man. But he wants them to keep, he said, I thought you was going to keep it real. What the hell does a Chinese man know about keeping it real? Tell me that. What the hell does a Chinese man know about keeping it real? If a Chinese man is ever out in the hood doing anything, it's not because he has to. It's because he wants to. Because he has a strong family Asian base that will make sure that he's never, ever goddamn homeless. I've never seen a Chinese person that's homeless. I've never seen a Chinese person pumping gas. Never seen him at the gas station. Never seen him at the grocery store. Right, or unless they own it. Exactly. Never seen him pumping gas. Never seen him at a grocery store. Never seen him homeless. You know what I mean? Let me get this last scripture, and then we out of here. It is 2 Ezra 15 and 46. Uh-huh.
All right. It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
And thou, Asia.
And thou what?
And thou, Asia.
Asia. That's where Japan and that's where Ammon and Moab is right now. Go ahead.
That art partaker of the hope of Babylon.
Remember, the Asians, remember, they partakers in the hopes of Babylon. They completely assimilated their culture to American culture. Remember, it was a time when Chinese people, they would wear those gis. They would wear a gi, right? They that's how they would do. They would eat with chopsticks. They didn't give it up for Western suits. They didn't give it up for Armani suits, and they eat with forks now. You know what I'm saying? They completely gave up their culture. Well, not their culture, but they completely gave up their integrity to be a part of Babylon, to be a part of American culture. Go ahead.
And art the glory of her person. Verse 47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
Right. They completely changed themselves into what American ideas. They have adopted American ideas, American values. Hold on. And a wretch is an unfortunate happy person, a despicable or contemptible person. That's what a wretch is. A wretch, right? Read that part one more time, Salaki.
Come, sir. Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch.
Right, that's an unfortunate or happy person or a despicable or contemptible person.
Because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
Right, they made themselves just like the white man. You see them Chinese people today, they want to be the superpower of the earth. They want to be just like the oppressor, right? They want to live the way he lives, right? Read on.
And has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers.
Right. They didn't did the same thing that America did. Right. Keep going.
Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
They've always wanted to get down with America. Just like all these other nations, they want to get down with America. They want to partake in America. You know what I mean? Because America is the daughter of Babylon, the whore that sits on many waters. That's what all these nations want to be. And the one thing they understand is that if you get in line with America, then you have to oppress the children of Israel. That's like a given. So when they come over here, they automatically get down with the ideology, you know what I'm saying? The customs, they get down with the very mindset that the oppressor has towards the children of Israel, which is the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the ghetto. Keep going.
Come. Verse 48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith God, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Verse 50, and the glory of the power shall be dried up as flour, when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee.
Right, because they think that they about to be the next superpower. Ain't that what they trying to do right now with Russia? They trying to get with Russia. They trying to make a new currency, cryptocurrency. They trying to do all that. Go ahead.
They trying to buy up all of Africa.
Yeah, they trying to buy up all of Africa. They think that they're going to be the next superpower, and that's what they're actively trying to do right now. They're trying to be the next superpower is going to. They're trying to do it. They're trying to make the next superpower to be China. You know what I mean? The Asian world. Keep going.
Verse 51, thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chased with wounds, chastised, Salaki, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord.
Right, because the Lord is jealous. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, with jealousy, like meaning that he sees what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? He sees that they're trying to do the same thing that the other nations have done to us too. And they're trying to get in line too. Like, you know how when you read Psalms 83, it says the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes, and Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, and all of them that comes against us because they're confederate against us. To be confederate means that they took counsel of how they can oppress us. You get my point? And this is what the Lord is bringing up right here. Keep going.
Verse 53. If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands, and saying over their dead, when thou was drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance.
Right, meaning, okay, when we were, okay, it's how they look at us. They look at us like we're not nothing. The children of Israel aren't nothing. We're just a people that are just, on the bottom, for lack of better words. We're just a people that are just destitute of anything that would make us a vibrant people. We're just a people that is a pastime, a people that can be marketed, a people that they can get gain off of. They don't look at us as anything more than being on the bottom. Right. That's what's really in their minds. Oh, you want to? Oh, you good? Okay, no sweat. And all right, verse 55 will be the last one.
Come on, verse 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom.
Right. So the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, right? Therefore shalt thou receive the recompense, which means the payback. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen in the end with Moab and the Asians. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get the recompense from the Lord. They're going to get paid back for everything that they have done to us. And I could have went through more scriptures, but I just was speeding it up for time's sake. But they're going to get everything that they got coming to them. And they think that nothing's going to happen, like that scripture where it says that, Moab has been settled on his lees. The lees is the bottom sediment of wine. You know what I mean? Because, how like when wine settles, the little bomb, the bottom part before you shake it up, it's settled. You know what I mean? Moab has never hasn't gone into captivity. And Moab has, got a lot of pride. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, they're going to be brought down, just like the rest of the nations. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to break them in pieces to their people. I know people. You know what I mean? He's going to break them, and they're going to serve the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? They're going to be in the kingdom washing dishes.
Yeah, right.
And picking rice like they do now. They're going to be doing that in the kingdom, and I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? But there we go. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that brought some of the things out about Moab. You know what I'm saying? They say we always going on Esau all the time. Well, we went in on Moab today. All right. And you saw the dynamic between the two, between Judah and Moab, in the argument between the two brothers. I mean, the brother on the podcast, to see the dynamic between the two, and how Moab looks at us, how they think about us, how they want us to always be the damn stereotype. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we have to change if we want to be respected, if we want things to change. With that being said, man, I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Mataziala.
Great class.
On sign of Christ. Oh, shit. Oh, it's going crazy. Oh, you can pull it out. You can pull it out. You don't need to be in there no more. Yeah, it really don't even need to be in there no more. It's fine.
All right. ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves of the world. They each have to taste them, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, ma'asher. That's 10% of every penny, any increase the Lord gives you. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Feast of Purim, which is March 5th and 6th.
Uh-oh.
which is coming up.
That's right.
And that will be held in Smyrna. If you are in Delaware, we will be at 202 North DuPont Boulevard, Smyrna, Delaware.
Oh, also we got a food giveaway that's February the 4th.
We also have a food giveaway coming up February 4th. Where would that be?
In Kensington.
In Kensington.
Yeah, K&A.
K&A. Kensington and Allegheny.
Yeah.
All right. If you are in the Pennsylvania area, if you're in Philly, come on out.
Yeah.
Get some of this food. All right. Is it still chili?
Yep.
It's the chili. It's the chili. Hot chili dry.
Yeah, hot chili and cornbread, Sweetwater cornbread.
Damn right. You not like chili and cornbread. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, Mirvizra Majah, we're gonna give it a courtesy salute. Mirvizra Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Rakatham.
That's Matai. Sorry, when it's time, Sister Majah, we're gonna give the sister a courtesy salute. Mirvizra Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak. Yahweh Shemar Alatham Shem Yahweh Shah. Yazmatai, glad dismissed.
Yeah, get home, man. Go home.